All right, good morning, everyone. All right, good morning. All right, let's get started. Today is Wednesday, April 19th, the day after tax day. Here, let's take a look at the economic calendar. So, today we have crude oil inventories at 10:30 a.m., which probably won't have any impact on the stock market. We'll have FOMC member Goolsby speaking at 5:30 p.m. after the market's already closed. We'll also have FOMC member Williams speaking at 7 p.m. Eastern. So basically, for today, we have no, except for Beige Book at 2 p.m., we have no major economic data other than crude oil, which generally speaking won't have much of an impact on the stock market. All right, so today, pretty wide open as far as what the market could do. So let's look at what stocks were moving yesterday. So starting with TCOM, TCOM, this stock was moving very well on Tuesday. You can see clearly that we started moving up pretty quickly from the open. It got up to about, I would say, more than halfway to target number two, which was at $38 a share, easily passing target number one, which was at 37.41 a share. So TCOM, really good move yesterday. We also had TGTX. Not as good of a move. Started the day off negative, but then turned the corner and went positive. However, it never reached targets number one or two. It got halfway to target number one. Target number one being 2161. So after basically getting up to a high of about 21.25, that was about it for today for TGTX. Um, Next up is PTPI. At first, PTPI was selling off at the beginning of the day, but it started to have a run at the end, which I know some of you in the coaching room were able to catch. So good job on that. That took the stock from about 448 up to about 608 towards the end of the day. So good job on that for those who were able to catch it. At the beginning of the day, Apple was on a trajectory up and then it sold off. This is something that we saw with most stocks on Tuesday. They may have started in the positive direction, but then they turn around. I would basically say after the first hour, hour and a half of yesterday's session, the majority of stocks were trading in a very unproductive pattern. So therefore, not much. I wouldn't consider much opportunity here. I mean, obviously, we could have taken a chance at any of these moves, but they wouldn't have paid off extremely well. So I would just say that after the um open, things really um, died off for most stocks. We did have Riot Blockchain. Nice move at the opening of the session, taking it to target number one, which was 1435. It actually reached a high of 1443. Then after that, continued to sell off. So again, uh, the beginning of the session, there were opportunities mostly there. After that, this stock did have some nice, very consistent moves up and down. They weren't very large. You may see like a 12 cents move or a 15 cents move. So nothing really large enough that you want to chase after. But nevertheless, they're worth taking a shot, obviously, if it worked out. Once again, same pattern. Mara, strong move at the beginning of the day and then sold off for the rest of the day. However, this is definitely more exploitable since the movements were more consistent. So consistent move up leads to a consistent move down. So definitely, this was one of the more tradable stocks yesterday as far as its um, degree of movement and consistency. Right. Now, some of you were able to exploit this stock, ALLR. This was not a stock I identified early in the session, but right around here, some of the members in the coaching room were able to identify this stock. I did see it on my watch list for a while, and I did check it out, but there was a pretty good move here that took it from roughly 210 up to about 310 a share. So then after that was just a consistent sell off. But since this stock is rather cheap, the opportunity would be in the positive direction. So for those who did exploit that, good job. All right. That was about it. So yesterday was pretty uneventful as far as opportunities are concerned. The Nasdaq, as you can see, started the day off higher and then sold off very sharply, only to flatline at the end, back towards the previous session's close. Okay, so basically, on Tuesday, the market closed roughly where it was at the close on Monday. All right, so that was it for what we saw yesterday. So let's take a look at what's moving pre-market today. All right, so far pre-market, see a lot of stocks that are under a dollar that are moving. Lots of stocks under a dollar that are moving, but let's see if we can find anything that is worth more. Okay, no, actually, wrong stock. GMDA is the first stock we're going to examine. Okay, so this stock is down 23% on 6.98 million shares. Possible opportunity here for a trade. We'll take a look at it at the open. It doesn't look very promising, but it is trading on significant volume and movement. So we'll see if anything comes out of that. Okay, next up, we've got LUNR, Intuitive Machines, currently up 18.85% on 2.1 million shares. Pretty good. So I think that's worth looking at. So we'll add that to our radar as well. LUNR. Tesla is moving pre-market, but in a negative direction. Um, looks substantially bearish, unusually bearish, trading down so much compared to the Nasdaq. It looks about the same. I'm not going to add Tesla to our TSL. I'm not going to add Tesla to our list, but just making a note that with the along with the Nasdaq, it's selling off. Um, this stock CMND briefly was above a dollar a share in the pre-market, but is now sold off. I'll put that down as a possibility. I won't put that on our watch list for this morning, just as something that we might consider if it is trading in the right price range. Okay. ALLR is presently trading under $1 again. So it's not in the price range that we need it to be. I'll continue to put that on as a possibility, something to just to keep an eye on in case it starts to trade in the right price range, but it's not qualified for the pre-market. And then we have CJJD, which presently is trading up at 128 a share, up 91% on 18.4 million shares. This is very active, so we definitely want to look at that, both before and at the opening bell today. So CJJD was the last stock. All right. Now CJJD, by the way, was down very sharply yesterday, as you can see. So it looks like it's trying to recover some of its losses in context. So that's the context of what's going on with the stock. So we'll see if it's able to do some of that. All right. Do you folks see any other stocks on the NASDAQ that are trading at least 1 million shares, substantial price movement, stocks over $1? If you do, let me know in the chat and we'll go ahead and take a look at it. Any other stocks, folks, that you see? NASDAQ stocks only, trading above $1 only, that are currently trading substantial volume, 1 million shares or more, and good volatility as well. Price movement is pretty active. Any stocks that you guys see that meet that criteria, just let me know in the chat. We'll take a look. Okay, Vine, sure, that looks good. Just under 1 million shares, but maybe worth looking at. So I'll put that on the radar. VYNE. PHCW says low volume. So if that's the case, yeah, volume's too low, not moving enough. So yeah, that wouldn't count. Any others, folks, that you see? That one, I'm not sure what that is, but it doesn't show any pre-market volume as far as I see. It's at 0, so we'll have to skip that. Any other stocks trading actively in the pre-market? Trading 1 million shares or more in the pre-market, and NASDAQ, of course, significant price move. Anything else that we got to see? All right, so we'll call it a day then. We'll wrap up for the pre-market pulse, but for anyone who is not part of our program, be sure to check out fundertrading.com, our website, to learn more about how we fund the traders to trade for our account. And also, for those who are in the coaching room, I'll see you folks shortly. Be sure to like and subscribe to our channel. We'll go from there. All right. Take care, folks, and trade well.